Lucette. Thanks for coming back.
No worries.
It's so funny because we'll always like start talking when we first hop on. I feel like we had a full conversation, but I'm just so happy to have you come back on. I've got my
Oh, thanks for having me.
busy mom chic right now because we're recording to match up our time zones. You're in
hmm
Australia, which is awesome.
Yep, sunny in the afternoon here.
Yeah, because you were just saying you're about to hit summer in Australia,
Yep,
right?
yep. Not that, I mean, I'm from Melbourne, so summer's a loose term at the moment. It's been torrential rain. I feel like we're still in winter. The rest of the country's in summer, almost
Oh,
in summer.
oh God. Is it kind of like cold and then rainy and then a little bit of warm weather, or is it kind of just a mix?
No, Melbourne's just all over the joint with its weather. Yeah, we say that Melbourne is literally the four seasons in one day. And like at my workplace, I'll be chatting to my colleagues that are interstate and stuff, and they'll be in Queensland and they just have beautiful sunshine weather. And then, us people in Melbourne are just always rugged up.
Oh my God. You like never know what we're gonna get.
Nah. But then we'll get like 2 weeks of just like 40 plus degree days. And
Yeah.
then we're all just dying from the heat.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so 40 degrees Celsius.
Celsius, yes.
Gotta be like, what is that? 80 degrees? I looked this up. 40 degrees.
I don't know if I think Fahrenheit's
Oh,
a
it's
little bit more than
104.
double. Yeah,
Whoa. Okay,
hot.
that is really hot. Yeah, I'd be inside.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to be able to tolerate hot weather so much better when I was younger, and I try not to complain now, but like I can't handle it as well. I get so,
I'm not built for the heat.
oh,
Like I'm built for, Scotland, Ireland. I'm not built for my body is not built for the hot climate, but
oh
here
my,
we are.
here we are. We just do what we're
Yeah.
dealt with. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go out with sunscreen on and I will come back burnt.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I need sunscreen layers and shade.
Get
And I'll be good.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. I know where I live, I'm in the suburb, or I guess like the Midwest of the United States. I was like trying to think of what suburb. And we kind of get all the seasons too. Like you never really know what you're gonna get. Like we'll get cold summers and then sometimes we won't get snow until like January or February. So I don't really trust any season anymore.
No.
You know what? Take it day by day. We had
Yeah.
80
Everyone's
degrees
like,
until October this year. So
yeah. Everyone's like, what season are you in? I'm like, I don't know, it's still cold.
yeah.
So is that in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm not in Chicago. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, but I'm like 2.5 hours from Chicago now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I lived in Chicago for almost a year.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Mm,
That's awesome. That
yeah,
so you
that
did
was a
like
lot of
Second
fun.
City, didn't you?
Yeah, Second City, improv, IO theatre, all that kind of stuff. So I just lived in Old Town.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just there downtown last weekend and I haven't had a full day in Chicago in a long time. I met with my best friend there and no kids, no husbands, and it was just like
It would
our
have been fun.
oyster. Like, what are we gonna
Yeah.
It was almost like we're so used to like momming or just having schedules that we were like, what do we do? What do we do?
What do we do? Well, it's our oyster. We can do whatever we like.
Yeah, it was wild. So, for anyone that did not listen to your previous episode that you were on, you kind of done a little bit of everything. I know you did events as well. Can you just give a little rundown of who you are, what you do, what you have
Sure.
done, and
Yep.
yeah.
Mixed bag. Well, essentially, I was in the wedding and event industry for just over 13 years. So my very first job was a very kind of mixed bag. So it was I suppose I can say the places because it's not like I'm working there now. I never know like whether you're allowed to say, but I'm like, you could easily find it if you were just to do a quick Google search. So my first job was at the State Library of Victoria, and that was a very kind of mixed bag of music concerts, press releases, weddings, lots of different things. It became very popular when Sex and the City became big and Carrie got married at the State Library. Married, she got left at the State Library, but a lot of people wanted to be like her. So it was funny, our inquiries went through the roof for
Wow.
that because it had like the marble staircase and everything like that. So a lot of people wanted like the
So,
Sex and the City moment.
so it looked like the wedding that she had. Are we talking the like with Big?
Yeah, where she gets left.
Yes. Was that so it
So
looks just like it?
romantic.
I know. Such a
Yeah, similar. So it's got like the marble staircases that lead up to like the old 1850s part of the State Library and stuff. So like very different, but also similar parts of it. But yeah, so then, went to lots of different places and then kind of left the Melbourne city area and kind of worked at venues down. I live on the Mornington Peninsula. So down this way. And then, yeah, just kind of really honed in and just focused on weddings. And then, yeah, I had my daughter and tried to juggle it all, but the 14-hour days just wasn't it anymore. So I lasted until she was probably about 6 months. And then, yeah, did a bit of a career change.
Yeah, that's a lot, especially like when they're so small and you're trying to
Mm,
balance it all. And like you said, 14-hour work days. That's a lot.
just not it.
Yeah.
So it was a bit hard to kind of, because I suppose for me, like the weddings and the clients were kind of like my babies in a sense. And then, yeah, once I kind of had a baby, I couldn't give them everything that I was so used to being able to give. So yeah, I was at a crossroads and it was just kind of like, no, I need to stop this while it's still, good and ending on good terms and stuff. And then, yeah, just kind of pivoted. Not to say I won't ever get back there. For now, my
Mm.
life kind of needed to change a little bit.
Yeah. I'm glad you were able to like figure that out for yourself and make that change because I feel like it's hard to have that realization because I feel like after you have a baby, it's like your priorities change in different ways you
Mm,
don't always
so
expect.
much.
I remember like when I was pregnant talking to a friend that just had a baby who owned her business and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna work and take care of a baby.
No.
She's like something clicks where like your priorities change and then when you do have time, you're present with them. When you have free time, she's like you're just very focused. You're like, let's get this
Mm.
done while you have time.
Oh,
And
I say, yeah,
wow.
there's no one more productive than a mum. Like, I look at like how long it used to take me to get things done at like my jobs and stuff. And now I'm just like, man, I wasted a lot of time.
I know it's funny because someone was just asking me, they're like, what does your work week look like? And I was like, honestly, no 2 weeks are the same. I said, but when I get a good 2 hours that I know I focus, I just like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah,
Nothing else can bother me.
you can smash a lot out.
Yeah. And I feel like I used to be the person where if a text came through, I had to respond right away. Now I can't entertain a text because I know I'll get distracted and you'll get
Mm.
lost in the realms of your phone. I'm like, if I'm into something, I have to just like focus or else I get too
Yeah,
distracted.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like,
Or two shiny things. I'll just be like, oh, and then they'll be like, hello, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
Circling back.
yes. Like I did for this invite to our Zoom call. I
Yeah,
literally
well, and yeah, and me responding to your message.
we
I was
I
like,
guess
oh, I haven't heard from Krista.
we like
I was
both
like, that's because I haven't responded. That would be on me.
no, but
Sorry.
I looked back and I created it for Monday. So the day I sent the link, I created it for that day. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? But it's just one of those things like
I was actually sitting here at 11 a.m. my time. And I was like, already. And I'm like, And then it's like, oh, that's not the right time. And then you popped up and I was like, oh, well,
I was like,
that's
I
not
think I
correct.
messed up the time zone, but we just figure it out. We always figure it out. Thanks for being here. We gotta do
Just
another.
chaotic. It's fine.
I was just thinking we gotta do another skit because I remember we did one a little after you were on the podcast. And I was thinking like by the time this comes out too, I don't know the exact date, but it might be close to a year of like your initial episode, which is wild to think.
Well, that is wild.
Because you were one of the first
That's nuts.
episodes in like
Yeah.
January or February.
That's so awesome. Congratulations on getting to a year.
It's
That's
wild.
awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it. I feel like I just started. I feel like I'm still a beginner.
That's right. I feel
Oh,
like that's everyone.
yeah. Just figuring out life day at a time. But I was like, oh, wow. I think she might actually be like right around the same time as last time.
There you
Okay.
go.
Let's get into unpopular opinions. This is a little, it's kind of a similar segment, but these are going to be unpopular relationship and drama takes. So, your thoughts on these that people send. Long engagements aren't a red flag, they're financially smart.
Yeah. I mean, technically, my husband and I are still engaged because we never got married,
Oh, there you go.
like legally. We got married overseas.
Oh,
So,
you had a destination wedding. So
yeah.
like a certificate, a marriage certificate?
Yeah. So you are supposed to. So if you get married in a different country, you can get married legally in that country, but you always still have to get married legally in your country. And you
Oh.
still got to fill out all the paperwork. We never did it. So we got married in 2019. So right before, the whole world changed.
Oh.
And it just, yeah, chatting to people who did destination weddings, everyone was like, do the paperwork first because you won't do it afterwards. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really bother me, whatever. Like, we'll do it if we do it. And yeah, no, I even had at my job, I would have celebrants be like, I will come to your house and we will just do it. Like, it'll be easy and simple. And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it. It was just I'm like, yeah, but then I got to get witnesses. I got people around. And like at that stage, especially being in Melbourne, we were in and out of stage 4 lockdowns,
Oh my
which
God.
unless you're from Melbourne, you don't understand what that means, which you should be very thankful. Yeah. So technically, we're still engaged.
And yeah, in the country you reside, you're still engaged. But where'd you get married? I mean,
Bali.
Bali. So if you go there, you're still legally married.
No, we also didn't get legally married there either.
So you're just
We just had a party. One of my
oh
best
my God.
mates
So fun.
married us. And like in Australia, it's very different. It's not like America where you can kind of just get like ordained online. You've got to do like a full course. And it's quite a lengthy process to be able to legally marry people in Australia. And it's quite expensive. So, yeah, no, one of my mates just
Did it.
married us.
I love it. But you know what? It's like you guys did a party and an event that you really enjoyed, like for
Yeah,
yourself ultimately.
yeah. That's
And
all
I
we kind of wanted. We just wanted the big party.
yeah. And I think with you probably working in it and stuff and weddings, you're like, I know exactly what I want. I'm not gonna
Yes.
cater to other people. This is gonna be our event. And I feel
Yeah.
like you said
Well,
last,
and two, I didn't want to get married here because I knew all of the suppliers, like the venues and stuff, and to me, especially like being like a people pleaser, I couldn't bear the thought of being like, oh well, I picked you and I didn't pick you, and oh well, sorry. I had so many beautiful relationships with so many people. The thought of having to like choose, I was just like, nah, too high basket. I'm just going to go to a different country.
that is such a good point. That's like if all your friends were, I mean, I don't even know, like a dress designer or something, like if you're
Yeah,
like you work with someone so close and you're like, I can't, then they're clearly gonna know who my favorite is, or something like
yeah,
that. You're like, I can't. That's a
yeah.
really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So the only like we flew over the catering and then I flew over the musician and then that was kind of it. Everyone else was supplies over there.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great point though about the long engagements. Like when anytime I post anything about like people waiting a while to get engaged or people waiting a while to get married, people have so many opinions about it. And I'm like, every
Mm.
situation is completely different.
Oh,
Everyone's goals
100%.
are different. It's just like I don't get how people can get so up in arms about like because like my husband and I are like the opposite. I don't know if it's the opposite, but like we dated a long time before we got engaged. We were together 5 or 6 years before we got engaged. We always knew we were going to, but like I was 23 when I met him, so I was like, I don't want to get married anytime soon. If I do skits where people get married or like get engaged after like a long time, they're like, red flag. And I'm like, that's not always the case. I know people that started dating at 16. Like, give people a break.
Yeah, literally. Well, I think, yeah, my partner and I, we've been together 14 years now. We've been married for 6. So we got engaged after 8 years.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Doesn't determine like your strength as a couple.
no,
Like, yeah.
we had a lot of strong opinions. I think people have just accepted it now because it's been 6 years and they're like, yeah, whatever. But we had a lot of strong opinions when people found out we weren't legally married.
Really?
And people were like, so what did we go to? We went to our wedding.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, no, we didn't. You're not legally married. And we're like, we are.
Well, and it's like
For us,
how
we
many
are.
how many couples have you followed up with that you've been to their wedding to be like, did you file the paperwork? Like,
Yeah.
no one I know. I
No,
didn't do
it's only came out because obviously we got married internationally. So people were like, oh, how does that work? And then it'll obviously come up. And then, yeah, some people, especially like the older generations and that, were kind of a bit, yeah, got real funny about it. And especially because, they had to fly to another country and stuff. And we were like, yeah, how awesome is it that we all got to fly to Bali and we all got to have this amazing holiday all together? Like, when else are we ever going to do that? And how awesome it is that we got to have this huge party.
yeah.
Let's focus on the positives, people.
Like, why are we complaining about that?
Why are you complaining? Like, I think that's
It's
a great thing.
an amazing trip.
Yeah.
I want to
We
go to
had an
another.
amazing holiday. Not like that whole group of people will never be in Bali together probably again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but
Right.
yeah, we had a lot of strong opinions on that.
Wow, it's so interesting. But really nothing surprises me anymore. People just have a lot
No,
of opinions about.
people have opinions on everything.
Yeah. Okay, this one says not inviting toxic family members is self-care, not drama.
100%.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle with that. Get rid of the toxicity. Get rid of the toxic family members.
Yeah.
I think
Your time.
like
Easy.
10 years ago, me would have been like, oh no, like you have to have them. Now, no, I just don't have the space or time.
Yeah. I would say
It's
that's
not
one
worth
of
it.
the benefits of like not getting, in my own personal, I'm not saying it didn't work for some people getting married young, but for me personally, if I would have gotten married really young, like when I first met my now husband, I feel like I would have been such a people pleaser. Like, yeah,
Mm.
okay, yeah, and like invite every friend or every person I ever had like a hangout with, you know.
Yeah.
I would have had way too many bridesmaids that maybe weren't super close or great friends just because I was like, I don't want to leave anybody out. But getting married when I did, I was more like, no, this is what I want. I haven't talked to that person in a couple years. They've never reached out. You know, we're not going to invite
Not worth it.
just
Yeah.
easier a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, last one. The real red flag is how someone might handle wedding stress.
I don't know, because I've seen like the most beautiful people as like my clients and stuff who have been like so nice and so lovely, and then come to like the week of their wedding. It's just like someone else goes over them. Like the stress gets to
They're
them and
possessed
stuff.
or
And it's
something.
just, yeah, I don't know. So I think people handle stress different. And I
Yeah.
don't know necessarily whether that's a red flag or not. Maybe just something they need to personally work on.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Something that, you know, we can overcome.
Right. I know you would hope like if you know you're like high strung around stress or like stressful situations make you act a certain way, you have like a support group around you. And my
Yeah.
big thing is just don't be mean to people when you're stressed. Like
No. Yeah.
the same for like the quote unquote Karens or something. No offense to anyone named Karen that's listening. Oh, it's like
Or
those
Karen.
videos where they're like stressed because like their food came out wrong or you know something like dumb like that.
Mm,
And they freak out on someone helping them. That's
yeah.
what I don't have sympathy for. If you're going to be
Yeah.
rude or mean to someone just because you're stressed or you're going or like you're late, so you're like honking your horn at somebody,
Mm,
take a breather.
yeah.
You can still be nice.
Yeah.
And
And I think that was the time again, like COVID hit and stuff. And in Melbourne, we had to cancel all of our weddings and stuff. And being on the end of that and having to call all of the couples, like people who literally were having weddings in 2 days. And I was just like, yeah, your wedding's not going ahead.
oh my,
And like some of the people were so beautiful. Like you've literally called them. They have been planning this wedding for God knows how long. Their wedding is supposed to be happening in 2 days. And like now it's not happening. And not only that, I don't know when it can happen. Because the problem we had is obviously like you're canceling all these people, but like we're already booked up for 2, 3 years. So then you're having like the COVID backlog trying to deal with that and stuff. And that was probably like how people handled that situation. I still remember the people who got, and like rightfully so, like, yeah, okay, get angry, but like they would get like horrendously angry, like at me. And I'm like, I'm not the one putting us, you know, this isn't, it's not my personal fault.
I'm
I'm
the
just having to
messenger.
relay the information. Yeah, I'm not,
Don't
this is
shoot the
not me. I'm
messenger.
just relaying the information.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was probably, because, you know, it's like who in their wildest dreams would have ever thought that was ever going to be something that we
right.
would have to deal with. And then, yeah, having to make those phone calls and then, yeah, seeing how people dealt with that. Like, it was like very beautiful humans that were just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks and I'll cry about it, but can't change it.
Yeah.
Whereas some people are like, no, I'm getting married. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but no, you're not.
Sorry.
Like, I hate to break it to you, but
Yeah.
no, it's
It's
not
not,
happening.
that has to be a really stressful phone call for you to make. I feel like, especially you're saying you're a people pleaser or like have that tendencies like,
Oh, the anxiety just.
oh, I already hate the phone. So doing that, knowing you're telling them something bad, that's,
Oh, it was, and like, I think they knew because obviously, like, there were press releases at the time and it was being announced that this was happening. You would know you were about to get the phone call. But yeah. And then you just be on the other end, and sometimes you're just listening to like just sobbing, and you're just like, okay, well, I've got about 100 more of these phone calls to make. So bye.
oh my gosh, I'm sure by the last one, you're just like, I'm sorry, this is it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, that would
I was
like,
trying to like pass it on to like my colleagues and stuff, but because like I was the manager and that, they're like, nope, that's a you problem. I'm like, yep, fair
got
enough.
it.
Fair enough. I do the
Oh
same thing too.
gosh, that like reminds me of, I feel like some of the most stressful calls I had to make was when I used to work for a gym. I worked in like the corporate office. So like I was not in the gym, did not work with the clients, but every once in a while I had people calling the corporate office complaining about like a membership thing. Like maybe they didn't cancel in time. And I had to be like, sorry, it's in your contract, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't even remember the term,
Mm.
but I had people scream at me on the phone. I was like, I did not sign you up for this contract. I am literally in the corporate office. And then this
You're
lady,
like, I didn't write the contract.
I was like, I don't agree with it either, but I'm really just
That's
relaying the information. Like it was a terrible toxic job, hated it. But I remember this one time I was already having like a rough day. Like the boss was terrible. He yelled at me for just having a bad day. He literally. So I was already having a bad day. This lady is screaming at me on the phone and I just started crying. And the lady was like, "Okay, you know what?
I'll keep my contract. Thank you so
She
much.
literally,
Sign me up for another 12 months. It's fine.
no, she literally did was like, "Okay, sorry, sweetie. I didn't mean to make you cry." And I was like, "It's just been a rough day."
It's like
Gosh.
people forget like the people you're abusing are humans. And like a lot of the times the people you're abusing don't have the power to change anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
and they're like the 16-year-olds behind the coffee counter and they're just like, here's your coffee.
they're like, "Dude, I work here after school. I
Yeah.
doing what I can. I cannot make any changes."
No, don't
Yeah.
know why you're abusing me, but thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. Oh my gosh, it's wild. Okay, before we get to this week's wild story, I want to do a quick might be redundant, but a rapid fire event planning edition. So I'm gonna ask a random question and we're just gonna try to be as quick as possible, okay? You
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
No pressure. I'm saying like high stress moments. Here you go.
First thing that pops into my head.
Yeah. What's one vendor red flag?
Not being flexible.
Ooh. What's a
Like their
client?
way or the highway.
Yeah. What's a client red flag?
Entitlement.
Mm. Funniest guest request you've ever gotten?
Oh God. I know this is supposed to be quick fire and this is not
Yeah,
quick
it's
fire.
okay. If you can't think of one, it's okay to like pass to.
No, it's more I'm trying to think of like what would be the top. Like we've had
Oh.
people request to do magic shows, comedy acts, dances. There's always the people who request to sing and they can't sing. And I'm always asking why.
Oh, do
So,
they try to do it behind the bride and groom's back, like as a surprise?
mm-hmm. As a surprise.
Oh, how do you work that out? Do you have to like ask the bride and groom for permission?
It depends on the client, like because you know you're spending up to 2 years with these people, so you really do get to know them on like a personal level.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it would depend on the couple whether I would be like, oh, they would love that, or no, let's maybe think of a different situation where that might work. Maybe not at their wedding, but yeah,
That's
it's always
wild.
the people who can't sing
I
that are
just
like,
read a
I'll sing.
feel like for my first act, I'll be singing at their reception right in front of them.
I'm gonna start singing.
Oh my God. I just read a story where a mother, yeah, it was a bride's mom, planned this whole thing, like took over the whole wedding and then sang for like, I want to say it was like 30 minutes for like
Yeah.
everybody. And there was like nothing
Mm.
they could do. The bride didn't want it, but like she was the one that booked everything, did everything. So she made it like her event. And they were like,
See, we have had those scenarios before where I have literally just pulled the plug.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
I've done it on a DJ before too.
A DJ? What'd the DJ do?
They were singing when
The
they weren't
DJ was
supposed to.
singing?
Yeah.
Why was the DJ singing?
Just felt like it, felt moved by the music. I looked at the couple and like she's just like looking at me and I'm like, I walked up to her and I was like, is this supposed to happen? She's like, no. And I'm like, is this part of the service? And she goes, no, I don't want them to be singing. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I like tried to like in between, I was like, okay, I love that you're trying to add a different level to this wedding. Fantastic. Could we just stick to DJing?
Yeah.
That would be great. But they just wouldn't listen. And then it like gets to the point where it's just like, yeah, okay, you're being paid for a service. You're not listening to me now.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I just pulled the microphone and I'm like, put your DJ music back on, please. And just walked away.
It's wild to be like,
Because I was like, whatever. I was like, I will be the bad guy. That's fine. The couple are here to, you know, this is their wedding day. And then, yeah,
oh my God.
safe to say that they weren't exactly welcome back at the venue.
Yeah, that's wild to just start singing as the DJ.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can
Just
sing
felt
better
moved.
than Whitney Houston over here. Just let me do it.
Yeah. Felt moved by the music and just whipped out a microphone and started singing.
Wow. I've
Yeah.
heard it all. I've heard it all. Let's see. Best last minute save you've pulled off.
Ooh.
I know some of these are like hard, like detailed.
Probably the one that probably comes to mind was ages ago, and it was at the state library. And how it works is like the whole place is on like 4 blocks in the Melbourne CBD, and we had a huge power outage, but only half of the library was part of the power outage.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this huge corporate event, which was this huge like launch for, I won't say the client, but huge like product launch, all that kind of stuff. And it was happening in like an hour. I was on the phone and unfortunately, like they couldn't say when we were getting power because obviously we're very low on the list for when people get their power back and stuff. And they couldn't give us a time estimate. So we had to completely relocate to a completely different area in the library. And then with no power, we had no lifts and we were trying to get ovens and stuff up the marble staircases and stuff, and we had to use ramps. And it was just like pulling out every trick in the book to pull the event off. And literally, as the event, it all got pulled together as the guests were arriving.
Whoa, so just in the nick of time.
Just in the nick of time. And, you know, I was what? It was like 2020 when all this was happening.
So you were like fresh in, like.
Yeah, fresh in, thinking on my toes. I do remember like pushing ovens up on like planks of wood, trying to get like not OH&S. You got to get what you got to get done. So that was probably the best last minute save off the top of my head.
That's wild. That's a good example. Have you ever had to hide a meltdown from a client?
A lot. Too many to count. So many. So many meltdowns from family members. Even like meltdowns from brides who didn't want their guests to see. But yeah, the most recent venue I worked at, we had like a little kind of like cottage which we could put people in. But yes, we would have to move a lot. Or like not just meltdowns, just like family who've gotten too heated, and we're like, okay, we need to separate you guys. And then yeah,
like a whole
that would happen more often than not.
Oh my gosh, it's wild.
Weddings, place of love.
It's like a high stress, like any kind of issue or problem gets all just brought to the surface. And yeah,
and we would have so many too during the ceremony, and especially come like summertime, and you've got a ceremony outside, and if it's, you know, a ridiculously hot day and you've had people who haven't eaten and they've just been drinking and they haven't necessarily drunk water, like people just like passing out during the ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
So that would happen a bit as well.
Okay.
People go too hard on the pre-drinks.
Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty common. I've seen it happen at a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
They run wild, you know?
Yeah.
Bars are open, drinks are flowing.
This is before our bars even open. This is like their own bar's been open.
Brought to the hotel or something. Yeah. Oh my God. What's a wedding trend you're over?
God. Probably it might be, but wedding favors, like bombonieres.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot.
I just think it's the price per head is just astronomical these days. I don't think you also need to be buying your guest a present, which just gets left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. I've seen some really cool favors and they're fun, but I feel like for the most part, they get left behind or just kind of like don't care about them. There's certain people, and I feel like it's because it's like I love crafts and I love like little trinkets. So for me, it's like, oh, I remember this from my friend's wedding. But I would say majority of people are just kind of like, okay, or they like leave them behind.
Yeah. And to the amount of, it would get to the point where you'd be like towards the end of the wedding season and the staff were even like, I can't take any more wedding favors home. Like, and the couples would be like, please, like, we don't want them. And the staff are like, I don't want them either.
I don't need another bottle opener or a koozie.
No, I don't need another stubby holder. I don't need another, you know, so many things that people would have. I'm like, we're good. Thank you. Of like a couple that you don't really actually know.
Okay, we were talking before we started about different phrases from different countries. And
oh God, it's stubby holder, isn't it?
Stubby holder. So the only reason I know what that is now is because someone submitted I want to say it was a story to me. I couldn't remember if it was an unpopular opinion or story. And I was reading, I was like, stubby holder. I gotta look that up. And I was like, oh, okay. Because we call them like beer koozies. I'm thinking that's it goes in a beer bottle.
Yeah, it's a sleeve. It's like an insulated sleeve that you can hold your cold beer.
Yeah, I love that.
And a stubby holder.
That sounds so much better than a koozie. I don't know.
I know, koozie sounds cute though. Stubby holder is just like, I don't know. That's Aussie slang for you.
Yeah.
Stubby holder.
Yeah.
For your beer.
Yeah, I feel like that used to be very common. The last couple weddings I went to, I did get a cool beer. Gosh, no, I don't know the term of it. Kind of an old-fashioned like beer mug, which was kind of cool.
Yep.
One wedding. I don't know. It's been so long since I've been like at a wedding as a guest. I just helped with a wedding like over the summer. I don't remember what the favors were. I don't remember.
Well, so I'm very excited. We're about to go.
Flower bar. They did a flower bar.
A flower bar. Oh yes, we used to have and you make your own flowers and stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
We had a lot of flower bars. I'm about to go to a wedding in about 2 weeks of one of the colleagues that I used to work with at
fun.
The most recent wedding place I worked at.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
It's
always weird being on the other side.
Yeah. Do you think you like notice more things than like
100%. I try not to, and I try to like switch it off and stuff. And I remember I was at one of my best friend's wedding just recently, and I was there and like I knew like the celebrant and everything, like we were chatting and stuff, and I was like, oh, like, what can I do and everything, and they kept going, just stop, go and enjoy yourself. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
sorry. Off I go.
I had that problem for the longest time where I would be like a guest invited to the wedding, not in the wedding party, but I would find some way to like help. Not like I was like overbearing and being like,
No,
let
like I'm just like, yeah, like what can I do?
like
Like,
I'd be like texting the friend and being like, "Hey, can't wait for your wedding. I'm so excited. If you need anything, let me know." And they'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh," and I'd be like, just chatting with them. I'd be like, "Do you need help with that?" Because there've been a few weddings where I'd be talking to the bride, just a friend of mine, and they'd be like really stressed about stuff, and I was like, "Girl, what can I do to help?" So I'd like go over there and help, and they'd be like,
yeah.
"Why are my bridesmaids not even helping and you're helping?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just like enjoy doing it." My husband's like, "How'd you get involved again?" I don't know. I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, just what happens.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. That was now that my daughter is in kindergarten and she's just started, and like my husband was like, whatever you do, please don't join the committee. And I'm like, no, like I don't have time to be on the committee. Like it's all fine. Last year I went to like the big AGM that they had, and I thought I was signing up to create like a group WhatsApp account for like the mums and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then one of the mums I was with was like, oh, congratulations, you're on the committee. I'm on the what now? And she's like, you just signed up for the committee. And I'm like, no, I signed up to create a WhatsApp group. And she goes, yeah, that's on the committee. I'm like,
You're a part of
okay,
it.
great. Flash. And I was telling, like, when I was with all my friends, like, because we've been friends for like 20 plus years now. And I was saying, like, I'm not being on the committee. It's not happening. And one of my mates, he's like, Doll, you'll be president of the committee like before I know it. And I'm like, no, I won't. No, I don't have time. Flash forward to now, and I am now the president of the committee.
Oh my.
Whoopsie.
You're like, I just made time. I figured it out. Wait, what
It went
sign are
from
you? What's your sign?
Aries.
Aries. Oh, Aries get stuff done. They really do.
Okay. Well, it went from being the WhatsApp group to then being the fundraising person and like doing all the events and stuff. And then now I'm, yeah, the president.
Oh my.
Yeah,
You're like, who, me? I don't know.
I was like, no, I don't have time. And then like all my friends who like know me more than me are like, please, yes, you will. You will be on that committee. I'm like, no, I don't have time.
Love that story. That is hilarious.
So it's fun.
Oh my gosh. You just,
We'll make it work.
yeah. Hey, drama lovers, big news. My book, Here Comes the Drama, A Ferris and Sloane Story, is officially out now. If you've been following their wild wedding saga online, this is the full story, packed with messy twists, sharp banter, family chaos, and all the heart you've come to love. And judging by your messages and posts, you're loving it too. Huge thanks to everyone who's already grabbed a copy early and shared it on social media. Your support means everything. If you haven't read it yet, now is the time. Head to KristaInnis.com/book or click the link in the show notes. It's available in both print and ebook. Grab your copy before the spoilers start showing up in the comment sections, because trust me, you'll want to experience every jaw-dropping moment for yourself. I feel like what we were talking about before, I don't remember if this was when we were recording or not, but it's like that mom thing we were talking about where it's like all of a sudden you just make it happen. Like you're like, I got
Yeah.
2 hours, what normally would have maybe taken me 8 to 10 hours, I will get done in
Yeah. I will get it done.
Who knows when my daughter will wake up? Who knows when she'll get home? Whatever it is, I'm gonna make this time count.
Happen.
You're gonna
There's a lot of hours in a day.
There's so many hours in a day. You just
And you don't need sleep. Sleep's overrated.
oh
It's
yeah.
fine.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me. I'm like, that's what I was telling you. The second I lay down with my daughter, I'm out because I refuse
Yeah.
to nap. I don't like napping because it makes me feel like I have so much to do. I gotta get stuff
Mm.
done. I've been this way since like high school, college. I just could not nap, especially now that I'm like 6 hours of sleep every night. If I lay down to sleep, I've still not caught up from like when she was a baby and you
Yeah.
get like
Oh,
two
yeah, God, no,
hours.
those years are gone.
Those are gone. So I feel like my body's just always ready. Like it's
Yeah.
always ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I don't
That
know.
was, I was reading somewhere, someone said it was like it takes 4 hours to like recoup 1 hour of missed sleep. And I was like, I'm done. I am never recouping those hours that I lost. That's
I
just
would
not happening.
though, for like any new moms listening, this is what I did. And maybe it was like a little delulu, but this is what helped me. When I would wake up in the middle of the night to like nurse her or just, if we had to change a diaper or whatever it was,
Mm.
I refused to look at the clock. I didn't want to know what
Yeah.
time it was.
No, I
And
had to do the
that helped
same.
me so much because I would
Yeah.
like not know how tired I was the next morning. Like I'd be like, I'm just gonna
No.
drink my coffee and carry on. It's morning.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That was the best thing that I did too, especially because I had a same, like when you're waking up to like breastfeed them and everything, and you're just like, Oh my God. And you're looking at the clock and you're like, I have been up like 6 times already. And
Mm,
then it's just like, you just need to
shut it off.
like my husband will be like, how many times did she wake up? I'm like, don't know, don't care.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
She's good. The job was done. Check.
He's good. I was a good cow last night. Let's move on.
Yes. Oh,
Let's,
yeah,
it's all
100%.
done.
Good cow. Oh my gosh.
For
All
sure.
right. Let's get into this week's wedding story submission. As always, names are changed. And here we go. Feel free to stop me at any point or we'll just react. All right. I, 25, am getting married to D, 28 male. We've been together since 2022, started hanging out, spending the night more often than not, moved in about 9 months into the relationship, and have been inseparable since. We don't fight, we have so much fun together, and we are genuinely in love. We both lived life as single people before, not as people who can't be single, which I think is a huge red flag. It just reassures us that we're perfect for each other, never wondering if the grass is greener, or so to speak. My younger sister, C, 20F, is engaged to G, 25M. I actually went to school with G. He's a nice guy, was super nerdy in high school, never went to parties, quiet but kind, and in most of my honors classes. When I found out they were dating, it felt weird. I wasn't sure how they met since they were not in school at the same time, and my sister wouldn't tell us, which I thought was odd. She also wouldn't let me follow him on Instagram. I sent a request and she told him to decline it, even though I've known him way longer than she has. Once a month, our big Italian family does Sunday dinner at my grandma's house. When C and G started dating, he began coming too. But at every dinner or family function, they would keep to themselves, whispering to each other the entire time while everyone else talked together. Super weird.
So is he married?
I know, I'm like, what's going on here? Is he hiding something from everybody?
Why can he come to family functions but you can't follow in on social media?
Yeah, that's very odd. Because I feel like anything that he's going to show there would be the same, right?
Surely.
Fast forward to 2024, my partner and I are thriving. We went from renting to buying our first home. We're both progressing in our careers. We adopted a dog. We're building a beautiful life together. Now, my
And
sister,
I just love how this whole story is just like, so we're just doing like amazing and like everything about us is just fabulous and we're just really perfect people. But my sister,
there's been a few
okay,
stories that I've had.
that in itself is a red flag.
I know. There's,
Love the confidence, love it, but
yeah, I know. I always have to look at these stories looking at both sides because
yeah,
I've gotten stories like this before where I'm like, well, I don't actually see how your sister is being wrong. Like, not saying this one
mm,
necessarily, but
no,
I'm like, wait, we need to look at this through a different lens because,
yeah. No, I just love how it's just we're perfect, perfect for each other, we're thriving, which like they probably are, and like hats off to them, bravo. But it's just a very interesting way to like write a story and then be like, but my sister,
yeah. But look at her. She
she's
sucks.
the problem.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that one.
Oh my gosh. No, that's so true. Because here we go.
Continue, sorry.
It says, no, that's a great observation. It says, now my sister and G's situation, they still live together in G's parents' house. So
Oh,
how
horrible.
long have they been together? They've been together a few years now. They're also engaged. She doesn't say how long they've been together, but they live in his parents' house. As far as I'm,
Being financially responsible.
yeah, I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, 25 is still really young. Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I was still living, like me and my now husband was still living with my mum at 25.
Yeah, that's so young. We were just barely getting by with bills at 20.
Yeah, we were
So,
trying to save for a house.
yeah. So the girl that wrote this and her sister's fiance are the same age. But the girl that wrote this, her partner is 28, so a few years older, and her sister is
Yep,
younger. So I think it's that like
yep,
older sister thing.
yeah.
But like at the same time, her partner's almost closer to 30 while she's like early 20s. So I don't know where
Mm.
do you
Yeah,
feel
see, maybe it's younger sister in me that's coming out. I'm like, hang on a second.
same. I'm the younger sister too, so I'm like,
I'm like,
hold
all
it.
right, older sister,
Slow your roll.
dial it back a notch.
It says, oh, she had to add, in his childhood bedroom. Okay. His two older siblings also live there with their significant others, which somehow normalizes it for them. Neither C nor G has ever lived on their own, which, again, I think they're pretty young, especially like
Yeah,
the sister's 20. I don't, that's
yeah.
pretty young. My sister has never had a job. Okay. In high school, she was a total homebody. She'd even have us bring her food to go instead of coming to family dinners. My dad, I feel like there's a lot of tension going on here, so she's gonna
Mm.
say everything that annoys her, which I get. My dad would make her come sometimes just to get out of the house. She got her license at 18, which might be the most adult thing she's done. After high school, she started taking prerequisite classes at a local college, but stopped halfway through the semester, even though my parents were paying for it. Now she's been in cosmetology school for a while and keeps saying she's almost done since December. Okay. When I asked what she'd do after, she said she'd work in an upscale salon we've all gone to for years. I told her to have a backup plan since they usually only hire Paul Mitchell graduates, but she insisted I was wrong and said so very rudely. She still has no income and just asked my parents for money, which they always still give. Basically, she's at a very immature stage of life, and it's hard to talk to her about anything adult. Now for the wedding drama. Here we go. Okay. That was all the background to get us ready for this.
Yeah.
Before either of us were engaged, she sent a video of her and G in his yard playing with their goat. In the video, G was wearing a black rubber ring on his left hand. I texted her
Ah.
privately asking if they got married. She snapped. It's not a wedding band, stupid. Oh, okay. And that was that. Then at the next family dinner, I noticed she was wearing a purple gemstone ring on her left hand. My dad and grandma asked if I knew anything. I told them about our text. They all thought it was strange. A few weeks later, after dating for a year, my sister sent a picture in our family group chat of the ring with a yellow gemstone, saying she got engaged. I honestly thought it was a joke because, not to be rude, the ring looked like one of those you get out of a 25-cent machine. My dad confirmed it was real. Oh, am I so...
Even if it was.
I know. I literally just saw a post today about this girl turned down an engagement because the ring was only $900. And this guy spent, like, that's a good a chunk of money still. And turned him down for that. And so it started this whole
Right.
debate of what is acceptable or would you say
Yeah.
no to this? And I'm just like, if you want to be with this person and they're spending money on you, why
I
does,
couldn't care if it was a silver with a cubic zirconia. Like,
yeah, why does that
what
matter?
does it matter?
I don't know. I don't get that whole thing. That like old fashioned, I don't know if people still do this when it's like it should cost 6 months of rent. Have you heard
Oh, you
that before? Or 6 months of their salary, something.
do that these days. God, people can't even afford to put food on the tables, let alone 6 months to buy a
Yeah.
ring.
I wouldn't want my partner to spend that money. I'd be like, we could use that for
I
so
would
many
be angry.
other things.
Do you know what we could have done with that money?
I would legitimately be mad. So,
Yes. I'd be like, you can return that now. Let's go get something from the $2 shop.
yes. And especially like you said too, like even if it was a 25-cent vending machine, they're saving money. They're living at his parents' house right now. Maybe they don't have the funds to
She
do.
doesn't have a job.
Yeah. So
That's a bit responsible.
yeah. Oh, here we go. I'll admit it. I was annoyed. I felt like I deserved to be engaged more. Not in a
Mm.
bratty way, but
No,
in
of
a
course not.
but because Dee and I were so established while she seemed nowhere near ready.
And thriving.
Yeah. This is like a tale as old as time. I hate to say it like that, and I'm not trying to come down hard on this person, but like it's so hard to see outside the bubble, and it stems from like jealousy of, well, why is he proposing to her first when we're more established? But like checking the boxes does not mean
Yeah.
you're more ready or less ready than them. It's
And
a
everyone has different boxes to check.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, I've got so many of my friends who will never get married because it's just not what they want to do.
Hmm.
Some of them don't want to have kids. Some of them will never buy a house.
Yeah.
Each their own.
Yeah, and I feel like it's all completely separate. It's not like,
Yeah.
all right, you bought a house, so now you can have a baby. Yes, so now you can do that. It's like, no, they're all separate decisions, and every relationship is different how they want to do
Yeah.
that. So if you have an annoyance with it, that's between you and your partner to kind of figure out, not your sister.
Yeah. And you know what? She can always propose as well.
Exactly. It's 2025.
It's 2025. If you want to be engaged that badly, oh,
Take matters into
balls
your
in
own.
your court too.
Yeah, exactly. So she said, still, she's my sister, and I wanted to be supportive. I texted her privately to say congratulations, and she responded nicely. Sorry, this is long. We're almost there. 2 weeks later, Dee surprised me with a proposal on my birthday. I, of course, said yes and was thrilled. We called family and friends. I texted my sister a picture of my ring, a real diamond, 4.5 carats. Hers is oh, this reads so mean. Hers is I can't say the word.
Oh, moissanite?
Moissanite. I'm
Moissanite?
totally
I don't know.
butchering
I know
it.
what you mean.
I know
Yeah.
I know what moissanite. Oh my gosh, it's making me so mad I can't say it.
Yeah.
Moissanite from Etsy, though she claims diamonds are tacky. There is nothing
Well,
tacky about a moissanite ring from Etsy.
I was gonna say I think there was like a light blue, and I was obsessed with this ring. Loved it. Like that was actually my preferred stone. And the
Mhm.
only reason why, when my husband was designing the ring and stuff, he didn't go with that was because it's really soft and
Mm,
he knows how clumsy I am, and I would have just ruined it because my rings never come off.
smart guy.
Yeah, he knew. So he got like one of the sturdiest, really sturdy stones. But yeah, I was like, oh, like I like it, but I really like the blue one that I sent you. You know the blue one? Like
Yeah,
not to be ungrateful.
yeah,
And then yeah, he was like, oh no, they're really soft. But yeah, it's a beautiful gem.
yeah. I have to say it's funny because like when we went on our honeymoon, I got a $25 from Amazon. Like it was like cubic zirconia because I didn't want to bring my real ring because we were gonna be swimming and
Yeah,
stuff. We'll get replacement ones. I got so many compliments on that ring. It was
yeah,
$25 and I was like, okay. I just feel like it's about what makes you feel good and who cares if it's
100%.
quote unquote fake? Who cares? It's what looks good for you. She didn't reply until the next day with a single word. Congrats. That hurt, especially after how supportive I've been. Sending one text
Have you been?
after making a negative comment is not really supportive.
Yeah, have you been supportive?
Yeah. And the
No, no,
fact, I don't know, it just reads so like I'm better than you because I have a full
100%.
spirit. Real diamond.
Yeah. But even like when the whole story started, and she was like we're perfect for each other, we're thriving, we're this, we're that, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah. When it sounds like she doesn't really know
are
her.
you good people?
Because,
Because
yeah,
really, that's all that really matters.
and to me, like it just sounds like she doesn't really know her sister and her fiance's relationship, right? And like
Yeah.
maybe they're just private people. Like I know a lot of couples like that just keep to themselves. And maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is. Maybe there is something more. We don't know, but like it sounds like she doesn't really know them, so they could be perfect for each other.
Just be like, what? They're 25. Yeah, okay, cool. Some people don't like know what they want to do, or like fully come into themselves until like, even like some people are like late 30s, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
let them be.
Yeah. So she says, we chose totally different wedding routes. She's doing a fully traditional wedding, and we're eloping in Vegas, which fits us perfectly. So far, I've had two wedding events, one being our engagement party at a brewery in our hometown. She came to that with her fiance, and it was fine. She had two dress appointments and one bridesmaid dress appointment, all of which I've driven 3 hours away to attend. Despite my crazy schedule as a dance teacher, competition judge, and convention faculty member, constantly flying around. When I finally made my own dress appointment between her events, she texted that she couldn't come because she had a veil appointment. I asked what it meant. She said she was picking up her veil. The store was only 30 minutes from me, so I asked if she could come before or after. She said no. She also had to make a payment for her venue and said it was too much driving. This just sounds like rival sisters. And I
Yeah.
feel like the fact that they're engaged at the same time is just a problem in general.
This is like the toxicity that it's just like, okay, if you guys don't like each other, just
Don't force
call it what it is.
because
Your
I don't
sisters at the end of the
exactly,
day, you don't have to be best friends.
yeah. And I hate to say it this way, but I don't exactly blame the younger sister for saying no. Because she probably feels the toxicity from this other sister, and she's like, I want to be in my wedded bliss right now.
Yeah. I want to be in my bubble.
Yeah. Because think about it this way, if they weren't sisters, and let's say this was a toxic friend,
You wouldn't want, yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? Is that so many people are like, oh, but they're my sister. Oh, but they're, so and so. And it's like, yeah, but a toxic person is still a toxic person.
mm-hmm.
And if they make you feel small and they don't make you feel good,
Yeah. Yeah.
then
And obviously, we're reading between the lines. We don't know either, but it just seems very like we're so much better, and then they kind of suck. They're awkward. They're weird. That's the way I'm
yeah.
reading. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm reading it wrong, and you can.
But it's also how it's been written, right? Like you can only read the words that are there.
True.
So
Yeah. I reminded her that I've been driving twice that to support her, but she snapped. I'm getting married too. At that point, I told her not to worry about it. I didn't want her energy at my appointment. Later, my mom found out and told my sister it was messed up not to go, which made my sister mad at me again for telling my mom. 2 days later, my sister texted saying her venue rescheduled her payment so she could come if I still wanted her to. I didn't reply and she didn't come. That hurt even more because
but she didn't reply.
yeah. So I'm like, what?
It's like they're both playing the same game. And it's like
Mhm.
no one's gonna win in this scenario.
No,
Like
you need
like you're both.
A
I'd
full.
say they're both at fault. Like they're both, without kind of knowing anything about it. But yeah, I would just
Need
be
like a
like, you
full
both,
repair.
yeah.
They're off. They need like the full like reset because it's that thing where it's like they both want to be the victim. They both want to be upset. Like we've all been there
It's
with,
both their wedding, they're in their limelight, and it's like, well, nothing's going to get accomplished while you both think that way.
yeah, 100%. And so she said that hurt even more because I knew the reschedule story was a lie. No venue suddenly books a wedding 2 weeks out. At the appointment, my mom, who decided to pay for my dress after realizing how much she was spending on my sister, mentioned to her on the phone that I found my dress. My sister never texted, called, or asked to see a photo, nothing. The following weekend was her bridesmaid dress appointment. I tried on 2 dresses that I loved, and she said she loved them too. Then suddenly she changed her mind and asked me to try on what I can only describe as a fat girl dress. What? For lack of a better term. This
Well, that's
cannot be a
problematic.
real story.
What the hell is a fat girl dress?
This is what she is calling it. She goes, I'm very fit and the dress looked awful. So she's making like a fat phobic comment.
Okay.
There's been few that like someone sends me a story and I'm like, oh, you're not the
No,
I
you don't sound like a very nice person.
yeah, I don't like that. Yet she suddenly claimed it was her favorite. It felt like she was trying to get a rise out of me. I told her honestly I didn't like it and said, if you want it that badly, you can buy it, but I'm not paying for it. She called me a but honestly, I didn't feel bad. She's been acting cold since my engagement and I was over it. She,
Oh, they both need to get out of each other's bridal parties and just call it a day.
yeah, just be guests at each other's weddings. Oh my gosh. She eventually picked a different dress, not as nice as the first two, but acceptable. So I bought it and left without even saying goodbye. She still didn't congratulate me or ask about my dress. Oh, and she's not making me her maid of honor. Well,
No,
why would she?
I want to make you my maid of honor either.
Yeah. In what world should you be her maid of honor?
No.
I like we need to look outside
Family,
of
man.
ourselves a little bit and be like, okay, if I weren't her sister and I was acting this way or talking about her this way or treating her this way, would that be
But
normal?
like they're both like I don't know, like she's in the wrong and it sounds like her sister's also in the wrong. Like they just both need to just yeah, I
They
don't
need to,
know.
like hash it all out and it's hard because we're saying it's like such an intense time in their life where
Yeah.
there's a lot to do, a lot going on. They're both the brides. They already have this like competition. Until they really hash it out, it's gonna be like that the whole time, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
And it will be like and
dramatic.
this is coming from personal experience. Like I remember I had someone in my bridal party who I was like, no, like I have to have them in my bridal party. Like they should be in my bridal party. And they were just problematic from the get-go. And
Really?
I look back and I'm like, I should have just, it would have been a blow up then, but I reckon the rest of it would have been fine rather than just constant
Mm.
little things to like the big blowout essentially at the wedding. Just get rid of it now.
Yeah, snip it while
Yeah.
it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we always want to like, especially as people pleasers, or like we want to like be like, no, I still have hope. I think things are maybe.
Mm.
Plus, like it's
And I
that.
think you have this, idea, and you're like, no, it'll be fine, or like they'll come around, like they'll be there for me on the wedding day, and it's like, no,
Mm,
no,
yeah,
just cut it now.
yeah.
This
If
is
they
coming from
can't,
personal experience. Cut it now.
yes, if they can't handle watching you rise or celebrating you in
They're
certain,
just gonna get worse at the wedding.
not gonna happen at the wedding. It's just not gonna happen.
Trust me.
Yeah. Oh no. I feel like you've got a lot of stories about that. So she's not the maid of honor. She's having 3 bridesmaids and no maid of honor to keep it equal. That makes sense.
Yeah.
She made it very clear I'm not picking you over my friends, but I'm also not picking my friends or I'm not picking anybody over anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to have your sister as your maid of honor. I have one sister. She was not my maid of honor. She was a bridesmaid. I'm much closer with my best friend. Same for my husband. He had his brother in the wedding, but he was not his best man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The
it,
same with my husband.
yeah, no one took it personally, and
No.
it's fine. There's,
Move on.
yeah, no rule. For mine, I asked if she wanted the role, and she said no. So I asked my best friend, who I'm honestly closer with anyway. So there you go.
Yeah.
She also won't be at my Vegas wedding since she's not 21 and doesn't have the money to go. So not only that,
Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. Like, why would you pick a Vegas wedding if you know she can't come anyway? Like,
yeah, which I guess I've never thought about that before. I would think a Vegas wedding, as long as it's not they're not drinking, wouldn't they be able to go? I guess I've never looked into that. Never been to a Vegas wedding.
I don't know, because the laws in Australia is once you're 18, you can drink and drive.
Yeah.
You can do everything at 18. So
I know the United States is weird about all that. It's like you can do like
16,
everything but
18, and then
drink
21.
until 21. Yeah.
Mind you, one could also argue that, yeah, cool, age of 18, here's your car keys and here's a beer. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's also problematic.
Yeah. All at once. But I feel
All at
like they're
once.
so strict. I mean, I could get on a tangent about this. I feel like they're so strict about alcohol here. I mean, it's different per state. Like where I'm at, I'm trying to think what it is. If you're with a parent, you can drink at like you can order a drink at a bar if you're with a parent under 18. It's very weird. But there's like that little gray area though. If you're 18 to 21, you can't because you're a legal adult, but you're not old enough to drink.
To drink, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so that would be weird.
But there's all this like hype around drinking, so that's why I think kids have like more issues with it because like they can drive at 16 and then they like this thing is over their head of like, oh, you can drink when you're 21, so they try to like, sneak it and all that stuff, but that's a whole
I feel like all 16-year-olds are sneaking in alcohol,
true.
no
Yeah,
matter the country.
that's probably right. All right, so she ends it with, am I wrong for feeling hurt and upset? I'm honestly just leaving it alone and doing the bare minimum until she figures things out, if she ever does.
Like I said, I think you both just need to call it quits and just move on.
Yeah.
Just,
I think like if you
I don't think either one of you are happy with the either. Like, I think they're both, yeah, I think they're both like, oh, but she's my sister. It's like, yeah, just make them your guest.
yeah,
Like,
it sounds like it's so far gone. I don't want to say it's far gone where they can't fix it, but I feel like there's a lot of pent up anger. So if it's like they both decide that they want to move forward, they need to hash it all out and just let everything else go.
yeah,
I don't think either side, like you said, I don't think either side's innocent. I think they both have like some toxicity. I don't know if they grew up with like the competitive vibe, but that's what I'm getting. And just her
they just need
tone
to.
alone, though, the tone of how she talks about her sister is so degrading. Ah,
I was put off from the very get go. I don't like where this is going.
right. Yeah. So it's like, I
But
wouldn't say like you're wrong for feeling hurt. Anyone can feel hurt
no,
or,
and your feelings are your feelings, and your feelings are always valid. But I wouldn't say that she's in the right and the other sister's in the wrong. I would say that they're both probably in the wrong.
yeah, I would say your sister has every right to feel upset too. And I feel like you guys need to either figure it out or just keep distance for a bit.
Yeah.
And just remember, she's your little sister. I mean, she's 5 years younger than you. Be more
Yeah.
supportive. It sounds like
Yeah.
not very supportive.
No.
And you might listen to this back and be like, well, you don't know the whole story. Tell us more. I'll read it. I'll try my best. But from this, it just sounds there's like a lack of support, maybe from both sides. And I feel like when you're too far into it of just being competitive, then nothing can really,
Yeah.
you're
And
blinded.
yeah, I don't know. I think if you're that unhappy with someone, either hash it out because you really care about the relationship and make it work, or don't, and then see if maybe time heals it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because then neither one of them are going to be happy if they keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And you don't want to hold on to that resentment on your wedding day, either of them. So I feel like
No.
they either need to figure it out before and then just really, truly be supportive of them on their wedding day. And if you feel like
Yeah.
you can't be supportive, then step down from your role.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Well, that was a wild story change of events. All right. Well, I like to end with a couple of confessions that people send me, and then we'll be on our way. So these are about wedding speeches. So this one says, best man was tanked and roasted the groom for 15 minutes for sucking at basketball in 7th grade. He couldn't get to the point.
Why would you put that in a speech?
Yeah, that sounds like a weird, like, dig at the girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It just seems like a weird thing to bring up at someone's wedding.
Yeah. I think sometimes when people don't know what else to say, they just think of like the most random story about the person.
Yeah, so we've had some shocking.
This last one says, maid of honor said it was weird she wasn't there marrying the best man. Awkward post breakup. So in her speech,
Again, why would you bring this up at their wedding?
yeah, not the time or the place to turn it around and make it about you.
Everyone always does though. Not everyone, but people do. Baffles me. Like, the day is not about you.
No. My gosh. It's like my nightmare. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and thank you for dealing with my mom brain of like scheduling and all that and being very fun.
Oh, thanks for dealing with mine with responding.
No. Either way, I'm glad it worked out and I'm glad we got to chat for a bit.
We got there in the end.
Yeah. So again, where can everybody follow you, find your content, and anything exciting you're working on?
On TikTok is Events and Affairs, YouTube is Events and Affairs, and I've just created a Facebook because everyone kept saying that my content was being on there anyway. So I was like, well, I might as well my own content. So I've just created a Facebook too, which is Events and Affairs.
Oh, good. Awesome. Get that verified because there's a lot of people out there on Facebook that like to steal, and
Mm,
it's creepy because I'm like, that's one thing I never expected about making content is that people would pretend to be you and they
yeah,
take your profile picture and like
yeah,
if someone
it's
messages,
weird.
yeah, I don't
And
like,
then like I get all these like tags in like TikTok too, and like I'm blocked, but they're pretending to be me.
hmm
And like one time on TikTok, I literally like because I had all of these followers and it was all my content and they were literally pretending to be me and I kept trying to like report them. And then I just put up like a video saying, hey guys, like just FYI, this page isn't me. It's not me.
hmm
I was the one that got flagged.
Are you
I
serious?
got a strike on my account. I'm like, but I'm me.
I mean,
Like, I'm me.
did you
I
ever
was like,
have
I'm
to
like,
prove that you're you?
it was no, it's for bullying and harassment. I'm like, all I said was that this isn't like literally all I said was, hey guys, this isn't me.
Yeah,
This is a fake account. That's if you're following this one, it's the wrong one. And I got a strike.
that is wild.
I
That
was like,
I made a
so I've
post.
learned my lesson. Just never do it again.
Just, yeah, I know. It's like you just can't even say anything because all you can do is just say, like, hi, this is my account, like showing it. Because
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I just changed like my names on Facebook and other platforms. And I was like, hey guys, by the way, this is my only Facebook page that I share this stuff. Someone reported an old work page I had. So I worked for a mommy and baby company. And with that, I had like a business page because I would share like videos in there.
Mm.
Someone reported that and removed the page. So I got a notification. They're like, "Oh, your Christa MKB page is gone." I was like, "That doesn't even share wedding stuff." So I was someone like, "Oh."
Okay.
So I was like, "Okay, guys, just so you know, like only report if they're like pretending to be me and sharing wedding videos. Don't just."
Yeah, because that actually was me.
That was actually my page. I mean, it was an old job, so it doesn't really matter. But I was just like, I get it. You were trying to be like helpful, but it's wild.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
awesome.
So yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming
So
on, and
oh, thanks for having me.
that was a lot of fun.
Thanks.